welcome to the Expert Classroom. I'm Miss Katey. Today we're going to learn what it takes to be a Paralympic sport expert, and in particular how the Paralympic Games and Parasports are designed to be inclusive of athletes of all disabilities. This will help us learn about strategies we can use to make sure people of all disabilities are always included in our schools and communities. Our experts today are first and foremost elite athletes and Paralympians. Their disability is a part of them, but it doesn't define who they are. Today, we're chatting to Danni Toro and Tim Matthews. Did you know that the term Paralympics comes from the word parallel, because the Paralympics tournament runs parallel to the Olympic Games? The Paralympic Games is also for elite athletes, and the two tournaments run side by side, except the Paralympians just happen to have a disability. About 1 in every 10 Australian students have a disability, so it's important that Australian schools and communities are inclusive by celebrating people's achievements, skills and attributes rather than focusing on differences. It's also important to the Australian Paralympic team that all athletes with impairments have an equal opportunity to compete and be successful. Since 1948, 28 different winter and summer sports have been adapted and have different classifications to ensure that athletes with varying disabilities can compete fairly. Most importantly, Paralympians are elite athletes and the best of the best in their sports. So let's meet them. Hi guys!
Thank you so much for having me in the Expert Classroom. How awesome.
Thanks for having me involved in the Expert Classroom today.
Now, Danni, you've competed in wheelchair tennis and para-table tennis and co-captained the Australian team twice. So what does the Paralympic Games actually mean to you?
It's so many things. This is my family. This is my community. These are the mates I play sport with, and these are the mates I look to when I want to be better, when I want to be a better person or a better athlete. These are the people I look to really motivate me and remind me of what's possible. But the movement is about a big community. It's bigger than just your own situation, and it elevates all of us to be better than we were yesterday, every day.
And how do you think the Paralympic Games has helped spectators to understand and appreciate different disabilities?
Watching a Paralympic Games, I think, is awesome for anyone. If you know someone with a disability, or if you don't know someone with a disability, it reminds everyone to think about the differences that people bring. You know, you stop seeing the disability and you start seeing what people are able to do. And as athletes, you're able to see them be excellent tennis players or swimmers. Like, you're not thinking about who they are as a disabled person, but who they are as an athlete. And I think when we see lots of people doing really different things, then it reminds us that we're not all the same, that we can celebrate how different we are, that we can include people in that conversation, and we can all be better for it.
Now, Tim, you competed at 3 different Paralympic Games and were even a coach at the 2012 Paralympics. How do you think people's attitudes towards para-athletes and people with disabilities have changed over time?
Yeah, I certainly think attitudes towards people with a disability have changed over time as a result of the Paralympic Games. What people see at the Paralympic Games are amazing technology, whether it's the prosthetic legs or the wheelchairs and adaptive equipment, and seeing athletes jump 8 metres 50 on a prosthetic leg is mind-blowing. And when you see that for the first time, it probably opens your eyes to what's possible as opposed to what's not possible. So I think the Paralympic Games has opened many people's eyes about opportunities for people with a disability, and also just to be a little bit more accepting of difference.
Now, Tim, do you have any advice for students that want to make sure that people with disabilities are always included in their schools?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think it's important to not make assumptions about whether someone wants to be included or not included. I think it's important to respect people for who they are and the person, and not necessarily what they might look like from a physical perspective. And maybe also just be prepared to make some small compromises, which might lead to some wider discussions about acceptance of everyone. Some of the most talented and capable people that I know have a disability. So it's a matter of being open to different ways of doing things and new ideas.
memorable moment for Sydney Paralympic Games. Being my first round match, I had 10,000 people watching my first round match in wheelchair tennis. Usually it's just my mum and my dad and maybe somebody's dog comes to watch. But for the first time, we had so many people who'd never seen any Paralympic sport before come and support us as Australians, and it was just the most incredible moment. I felt so proud to be an Aussie, and I haven't felt like that ever since.
What about you, Tim?
I'll indulge in two from the Sydney Games, if that's okay. The first one was the Sydney Paralympic Games was the first time my parents had ever seen me compete live anywhere. So apart from maybe when I was in under 7 Little Aths or something like that. So that was great to have them there. But also on the last day of competition in Sydney, was a part of a relay team that won a gold medal on the track and broke a world record. And it was a day we actually won 12 gold medals on the track that day and in the field. And to hear anthem after anthem, and by the end of the games, there were so many decent crowd. The crowd was very big, and it was an amazing day. Success just led to more success. Athletes were winning that weren't expecting to medal, and it was just an awesome day.
And now a question we ask all our experts in the expert classroom. Who is your favourite expert and why?
My favourite expert is not a specific individual, but it's probably those that have lived experience with a disability are the experts. Those that have come before us that have tried different ways of doing things that have meant that we have the technology that we have today and the equipment that we have today to do what we do today. So it's probably a collective of people with a disability that have gone before us.
What about you, Danni?
The expert I look up to and am grateful for every single day is actually my coach. Her name is Maggie Meng, and she teaches me with incredible honesty. She's incredibly patient. She wants me to be the best table tennis player I can be, but my favourite thing is that she cares about me as a person as well as an athlete, and I'm really grateful for that.
Thanks so much, guys. So if you want to be an expert in inclusion like our Paralympic athletes today, go and check out the AusAdapt's I Can Challenge brought to you by Paralympics Australia and document your progress towards your next goal. Keep the focus on what you can do rather than what you can't, and be just like any champion Paralympian. For more information about our experts and news about the Paralympics, check out the website on your screen now. Download the activity guide for this video at the KE Teacher Expert Classroom website. Get in touch with us to share your challenge and tell us which expert you want to hear from next at the email address on your screen. Check out our live Q&A with both of our athletes on Friday the 16th of October, and don't forget to subscribe and follow us. And remember, experts don't just happen. They learn, practice and share every day. And we'll see you next time.